Hello, I'm Ricky Lee, and today on the Watchlist, I'm joined by Mark Eccleston, CEO of ValiRx PLC. The company has announced the creation of a wholly owned subsidiary, ValiRx Animal Health Ltd, a move that signals potential diversification beyond its core human oncology pipeline and into the growing animal health market. So, Mark, the global animal health market has been growing steadily, often with faster regulatory pathways and different commercial dynamics compared to human therapeutics. So, what was the strategic thinking behind launching ValiRx Animal Health at this stage?
I think it's like you say, there's a market opportunity there. So it's a $5 billion market, expected to reach that $5 billion by 2030, which is equivalent to the triple negative breast cancer market, which is one of our primary markets for human health. So it makes sense to be able to develop our assets across a range of species, right? So you can benefit the human research with working in animals through a comparative oncology approach. So comparative oncology basically develops drugs for animals, in animals, but it also means that research benefits the human markets as well. So it's a parallel stream, I would say. We're developing both in parallel.
Amazing. So, dogs continue to be man's best friend, helping in ways that they don't even realize. And as you mentioned there about breast cancer being one of your main focuses, ValiRx has historically focused on oncology, drug development, and asset partnering. How does the animal health subsidiary complement that model? And how does this represent a diversification play, a monetization strategy from existing IP, or a longer term platform shift?
I think it's as I said, it's complementary. It's not a shift in strategy. It's something that I envisaged right from the start when I took over in August 2024. It's something that we've been involved in previously. So one of the original spin-out companies from ValiRx set up an animal health division to exploit biomarker technology, and we developed that as a point of care test for cancer screening in dogs, and we sold that test for $28 million. Way before the human part had been developed, right? So it basically gives us faster access to markets. There's a lower regulatory barrier to entry, and it means that we can develop those markets and potentially get clinical products out onto the market and sales much faster than in the human side. So it really complements the human side. So oncology is essentially the same in dogs in many cases as it is in humans. Different types of cancer behave slightly differently, but in many cases, cancer in dogs is exactly the same as it is in human. So it's very informative in terms of the data that you generate, but also all of the work you need to do, the safety testing, the profiling, all of that. That really complements then for the canine side what then happens into the human side.
And so, with this new subsidiary in place and continued development across your oncology assets, how should investors think about ValiRx over the next 12 to 24 months? Is this about building optionality, accelerating partnerships, or reshaping the group's long-term identity?
So ValiRx model essentially is a hub and spoke model, right? So we have ValiRx at the heart of that. And then as we bring in assets, we evaluate them. We then set those assets up in special purpose vehicles. The special purpose vehicles in principle are independently investable. And so ValiRx is AIM listed, and we're looking to bring in additional funding into these SPVs. So ValiRx Animal Health is a dedicated veterinary SPV. So all of the assets that we bring into these other SPVs, we will cross-license into the animal one. So it means that people can focus very much then on particular areas of interest. So if you want to invest in the main company, then you've got the main company. If you want to invest in a specific subset or a specific asset or into the veterinary medicine market, for example, then it opens up those opportunities for us. It means we've got extra routes to bring in investment into the company as a whole.
Wow. Well, thank you again for your time today, Mark.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us into all of that. So once again, that is Mark Eccleston, CEO of ValiRx PLC. For more information on the company's latest announcement and diversification, visit valirx.com. That's all for this episode of The Watchlist. I'm Ricky Lee. Make good choices today.